How's it going, Charles Botenston? Today we're going to be talking about something that it's going to happen in your life. It's going to happen multiple times in your life, and you are going to be going into something. You can call it whatever you want. It's pretty much the same thing. You could call it a depression. You could call it I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a dip in a life. I'm in a midlife crisis. It really all is under the umbrella of suffering. You know, you could suffer whether it's health or wealth or love or happiness or your relationship, your love life. You know, you're in bankruptcy or going through a divorce. You're having problems with your child. He's not studying as much. What is suffering? What is suffering? So this is not an original at all. Like, if you literally Google this, what I'm saying is going to be in Google. You know, I'm not the creator of this, or the creator. But if you think about it, what I've thought about is suffering is you have an idea of what things should be. I should be healthy. I should be married. I should have kids. I should have tons of money. That you have a situation in your mind. And then the situation that is occurring is different than what you have in your mind. And that gap is the suffering. Someone fell ill that you know. You have a situation of who they were, healthy and vibrant and loving and passionate and alive and fantastic, and the situation you're in right now. And that gap is the suffering. What it is as opposed to what you want it to be. And this could be anything, anytime you have a gap in what you want it to be and what it actually is. What you want your spouse to be. You could call it anything. I'm in a bad mood. I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way. You know, there's so many different ways. But when you think about it, the only way that is because you have an expectation that is not being met. You have an expectation that is not being met. You're an athlete and you just got injured and you're not going to be able to compete again. Or you're a straight A student, and you know what? You just got a C on the test. That's not complete suffering. There's suffering. Someone died. My child, my parents. I'm going through a bankruptcy. I'm going through a divorce. My company just failed. There's trust me. Listen. There's levels of it. I'm not saying that, but all of them, regardless of the extremity of it, all have that exact same situation in mind. So how do we overcome it? Obviously, you now know what it is. You have an outcome that you want, but it's not that. Okay? So there's a difference between the two. You know, you're not going to like the answer, but I got this from Landmark. I don't know if you've heard of Landmark, but it was started by this guy called Warner Earhart, and I'm more of a fan of Warner Earhart than Landmark. I kind of liked it. It was all right. But in there, they said one of the most brilliant things that you could ever think of. You have an expectation of getting married, beautiful weather, and everything else, and then it rains. I want my spouse to be this loving, passionate, incredible, funny, wealthy, good-looking, in-shape person, and they're not. I want a vibrant love life, and you don't. What is. What isn't. It goes back to Buddhism, which is accepting the current situation, accepting reality. You know what? It's raining out. You know what? That's who they are. You can't fix anyone because they're not broken. They're not broken because you want them to be a certain way. You want to have money or a love life that's a little bit different or passionate, or you want this person who just died. You want them back in your life. What are you going to, like, and this is really not for someone that's going through it right now, because you might be saying, this guy's mean. I'm not saying to not have remorse, to not feel bad. I'm not saying that. But if you continuously live from a state of suffering, you're going to live your whole life. You're going to become unhealthy. You may get cancer, because cancer is literally a dis-ease of the cells. It's cells, unhealthy cells that multiply and take over. And essentially, listen, that's obviously a simplistic way to look at cancer, but they said the root cause of most cancers is stress. So you're changing, and there's incredible science. It's called epigenetics, where you're changing the genes expression in your body based on the thoughts and the emotions that you're sending, the chemicals that you're sending throughout your body. And if you live in a state of suffering, it's impossible to get out until you accept this person passed away. I went through a divorce. My child's in jail. My company folded. I'm in bankruptcy. The IRS is after some money. You have to accept where you are so you can move on. What is. What isn't. Okay? That's totally different than the expression, it is what it is. That's playing the victim card. Because when you say that, you're saying, it is what it is. Whatever, it is what it is. But there is a difference between accepting it and just saying, whatever. Just ignorant to the situation. When you truly accept a situation, there's people like my father that I wish he was just a little bit different. But the problem is, that's coming from my ego, trying to change someone that's not broken. He's on his journey. He's on his path. He's good. He's there. Life happens for you. And you have to say, what was he here for? Did you have incredible moments with him? Yes, I did. Did your company fail? Like, I just went through something in my company and in my life and everything else, and it was, I would say, one of the lower points of my life. And literally, I'm 3 weeks removed. It is turning out to be the best part of my life because I'm just becoming a stronger person. And I'm not saying it's yes, when someone dies, it's really hard. But as the Irish say, the difference between a wedding and a funeral is that there's one less person. That's it. It's still a celebration. It's still a party. You're celebrating someone's life. They lived an extraordinary life. So what is, what isn't. And you have to accept, in other words, that's the accepting mindset. And the last thing I'm going to say is, just to conclude in the beginning, because you can call it suffering, depression, I feel downtrodden, I feel angry or mad, or anytime there's a situation that you want it to be a certain way. I want it to be beautiful at because I'm going to a sports game. I want to become MVP. I want to become first place. There's a situation from what you want, expectations of a situation, activity, a person, anything, and the reality of it. It's raining, you didn't make the team, bankruptcy, someone stole from you, divorce, whatever, okay? So that gap is the suffering. You have to accept it and just say, walk through life accepting that everything happens for you, not to you. Everything happens for you. There's a reason everything is happening. All right? So have an awesome day. Please leave your comments below. I think this is going to be a very riveting conversation. But listen, we all go through it, and that's part of the human journey. That's part of the human journey, is just nothing is perfect. And we don't want it to be perfect. No one's perfect, and no situation is perfect, no company's perfect, nothing. Tony Robbins said one of the most brilliant things I've ever heard. He said, our biggest problem is that we feel that we should have no problems. Our biggest problem is that we feel that we should have no problems. How is that possible? How can we have a world without problems? That's impossible. So just accept it is what it is, and it isn't what it is. So it is what it is. Yes, and it is what it is. Okay, just making sure I said the right thing. All right, guys, leave the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome day.